In this video, I explain you the heat balance equations for a human body or a thermal interactions of a human body with the environments. Now, our human body is also one type of the machine, okay, in which we supplying the some foods. That's the one type of energy, and we doing the some work, that is a work done in the form of, okay, so energy we take in the form of chemicals, and then our body is rejecting this energy in the form of work or in the form of heat energy. So how the we take the foods, it's supplied into the stomach and some digestion is takes place, okay, and that is our input energy. What we take the food, it's our input energy. In IC engine, what happen, we supplying the petrol and diesel, that the our input energy, and it is chemical energy. So what the food we eat, it also contains some energy, and it is converted, or it is in the stomach, the metabolic rate is converted this energy. During this metabolic rate, our body is produce some amount of the energy, okay, and this energy we use to doing the some work, to playing the sports, and some of the energy is rejecting into form of heat, okay. Our human body is required to maintain the certain temperatures, that is 98.7 degrees centigrades, sorry, 98.7 Fahrenheit, that means 37 degrees centigrades. If our body temperature is going below then 37 degrees centigrades, then it is hazardous for our body. And if our body temperature is increased about the 105 Fahrenheit, means nearest to the 42 degrees centigrades, then it is also create the problem for our body. So how to maintain our body temperatures? So I showing you the one image. So our heat balance equation for human body is heat produced is equal to heat loss. The heat produced means what amount of the food we eat, and it is converted by using the metabolic rate due to the digestion capacity. It's different for the different persons. The metabolic rate is also depend upon the different activity. If you're doing the sports, if you're doing the exercise, then metabolic rate is increased. And this metabolic rate M is equal to the different heat losses. The heat losses by evaporation, heat losses by radiations, heat gained by the conductions and convections, and S means the storage of the heat energy. Okay, so M is metabolic rate, E is the rate of heat loss by evaporations or respirations and elimination, R means by radiations, C means conduction or convection rates, and the S means some heat is storage by the body. Now if our body is not rejecting the heat to the atmosphere, or we are not doing the some work, then what happen, our body is stored the energy, and the body is stored the energy, then our weight is going to increase, our body mass is increased, okay. So on the basis of these equations, we can assume that if your body is going to increase, then your energy heat loss is lower. And how to increase the heat losses? So for increasing the heat losses, you need to doing the exercise. So when we doing the exercise, our different heat losses is increased, and we are losing the more heat. That's why our weight loss is reduced by performing the exercise, or by playing the sports, and by doing the walkings. So these applied onto this our day-to-day life. So this is the our body, we eating the some foods, it digest, it produce some metabolic rate, some energy, okay. So it is our input is metabolic rate M is equal to we doing the some work, okay. At that time we use the some energy of the body, so it's equal to the work done. This is not written on the right side equation, but it is work done is there. Some losses by evaporations, when our body is created the swept, and by using the perspiration systems, we losing the some amount of the energy from our body. And R means heat loss by the radiations. Radiation means it is a due to the temperature difference of the surrounding and our body, some quantity of the heat transfer is takes place, okay. So this evaporation, radiation and convection, just the mode of heat transfer that you already know all about that, okay. So radiation is takes place due to the temperature difference. So here we putting the plus and minus both sign, okay. Why this is a both sign? So in the winter seasons, our body temperature to maintain to 38 and atmospheric temperature is reduced. So during the winter season, what happen, our body is rejecting the more heat by using the radiations, okay. So our body start to rejecting heats, and rejecting the more heat. That's why we are feeling so hungry into the winter seasons, because our body is rejecting the heat, okay. So at that time it is in plus, because our body is rejecting it, then it is plus. In summer season what happen? Our body is required to maintain the temperatures of the 38.7 degrees centigrade. That is, a temperature regulation system is also implied by the God in our body. Okay, and in summer season what happen? Atmospheric temperature is increased 40, 42, 45, and we require to maintain our body temperature 38.7 Fahrenheit. Sorry, 38.7 degrees centigrades, and atmospheric temperature is 45. So what happen? So our body is absorbing the heat from the atmosphere. Okay, so due to absorbing of the heat, our digestion system is slowing down and our body is not digest the foods. That's why we are not feeling so hungry into the summer seasons. The digestion is not takes place properly into the summer seasons. So at that time this radiation loss R is in negative. C means heat by the conduction and convections. So in our body also the heat is transferred from one part to another part depending upon the temperatures. It is also heat transferred by the convections depending upon the velocity of the air or the velocity of the wind that is flowing outside our surfaces. So it is also plus and minus depending upon the temperature range. And S means some amount of the energy stored by our body. Some heat amount is stored to maintain our body temperatures. Okay, so for maintenance our body is also stored some amount of the work. So these are the basic of the heat energy transfers between the body and atmospheres. So it is necessary to maintain this ratio. Okay, metabolic rate is equal to work done plus evaporation R plus C plus S. If metabolic rate and these various losses is not equal, then our body start to gaining the weight. Okay, and if some person's body weight is reduced, then what happen? They are eating more and they are performing the more work. So they are required to increase their metabolic rates and taking the more foods. And these are the factors which depend on the metabolic rate. That is a little effect of activity. Metabolic rate is change upon the activity. Or in human, that is a depend on weight, surface area, age and sex. Evaporation is depend upon the atmosphere, wet bulb temperature, dry bulb temperature and velocity. So during evaporation latent heat is transferred, then it is depend on the wet bulb, and wet bulb is affecting to the relative humidity. And human factor is ability to produce sweat, surface area and clothing. Radiation is depend upon the difference between the body emissivity and surface. It is depend upon the surface area of the human body and the clothing. So surface area is depend upon the height and the width of the persons. Convection, it is the dry bulb temperatures and velocity. So convection is done due to the velocity of the air. So it is only depend on dry bulb temperatures and velocity of the wind. And it is also depend on the human clothings. If we wear the thin cloth and cotton clothes, silk, and it is depend on that main body surface temperatures and the surface area of the person. Thank you for watching this video. If you learn something, then like and subscribe my channels and share with your friends.